Hey, greetings and salutations to you people of the interwebs, and welcome to my top 10 Transformers of 2021. Yeah, we've reached the end of the year, so time to kind of take a look at what we bought and decide out of them which are my top 10. Before that, we've had some sad news this month with the passing of Derek J. Wyatt, who did fabulous work on Transformers animated and all the character designs, and was just a really big influence and a big fan of Transformers, and probably animated was one of the series that was instrumental in getting me back into this crazy bloody hobby. So I thought I'd you know salute, raise a glass to Derek J. Wyatt. So thanks for everything you've done. He'll be missed, really will. Sad note, I know. Let's lighten the mood with some. They almost made it. Notable examples. What do they call them? The guys who just didn't quite make the top 10. See over here, our Bad Cube remake or reissue of their Insecticons. Great figures, lovely in the chrome and the black and the purple and the translucent yellow, but they're being reissued. I'm not going to have them as my top 10. And also, I've got a little trio of guys here. This is Doctor Wu. Is Doctor Wu's take on Beast Box and Squawk Talk, or Squawk Box in the combined mode. Kingdom Rat Trap, and it's only just come out. Iron Factory's take on Beachcomber. The three of these figures are perfect little desk toys. Maybe the weapons will fall on the floor and be gone forever. We don't know. But, I just love them. They've been while we've been working from home, these guys have been, these two mainly. This one all year. This one came in halfway through. This one's just joined. And while they're not quite worthy of the top 10, this guy could almost have been, but he's just come in too late in the year. I thought I'd give him as runners-up, as it were. And so then we'll get into the top 10 proper. Number 10, Iron Factory's Galvatron. Void Tyrant, I believe his Sunday name is. Absolutely beautiful sculpt. Just looks like that Galvatron the Barbarian, just vicious. All the angles and everything. There's lots of different options for shoulder pads and hands and heads and stuff like that. They expect with Iron Factory nowadays. I've seen pictures on the box of what his alt mode looks like. It looks rubbish, and it looks like, and there's effort to actually transform him. So I've never transformed him, and I never will bother, I don't think. So that's why he's number 10, really, out of that, because, he's just a transformer I don't particularly want to transform, but I think just looks beautiful. And, this is the type of Galvatron that I like. Number 9. Shattered Glass Blur. Oh, it's lovely when they take a mold and they just, with one head sculpt and a clever paint job, just totally kind of bring new life into it. And this guy is amazing. Those dark blues contrasting against the more lighter blue, and then the black for an even darker contrast, and that eye patch, baleful red eye. And then in his future car mode has these crackles of electricity on it. It just really kind of pops, and I think just a beautiful example of what you can be doing is your special editions or your selects and stuff like that. Here you go. Here's something. We're just going to take something and just kind of totally rejuvenate the mold with a cool head sculpt and a paint job. That's number 10. Oh, 9. we're already forgetting numbers. This is going to go well. Number 8, we're going to go for Kingdom Rodimus Prime. This is a fantastic figure. The transformation is fantastic. The transformation's great. It's got some cool little bits in there, like how the tires split and kind of encase onto the arm. I like how, again, more tire transformations fold away into the leg. His arms switch around and everything like that. It comes with some cool sword and a gun somewhere. And it just reminds me all these details and stuff like that, how they've gone in, as opposed to, if you were just keeping it animation pure, where you'd maybe have more flat surfaces. It just then starts to get more kind of Marvel G1 Rodimus Prime, especially Marvel UK, where he's world weary and he's knackered and he's just had enough of this shit. And I like that. I think the big knock against this figure is obviously the price point. This is a fantastic figure. Then you're lumbered in with owning all this shite as well, which isn't technically. I don't think. I suppose to have a full Winnebago Rodimus Prime, this is necessary, but it's just a hunk of chunk at the end of the day. Whereas all the engineering, all the good engineering anyway, is piled into that Rodimus Prime, and really good. Lots of articulation, lots of movement. It's just a sound figure. Sound figures leads us up to our next. I'm gonna have to let's just. Number 7, Kingdom Airazor. Again, this is a figure we've had out for a while. Just dynamic, really poseable. Didn't really think I'd like it that much because it's a very a short little deluxe. And the bird mode, while the top half of it, the undercarriage, if you can have undercarriage of a bird, is a little bit clunky, but like the wingspan and everything is beautiful. The head sculpt just comes straight off that screen, and just a very kind of like super heroic figure. It really is. Quite a lot of the probably superhero action figures that are also available at the moment will have as much at least articulation as she has in a robot mode, but they're not Transformers, you know what I mean? And it's one that is actually fun to transform and go forth and back and forth through modes. And I'm really looking forward to the extensive reissue of Pterosaur, the Golden Disc collection, when I receive that. So, that might be a spoiler for the top 10 next year. Who knows? So, number 6, Kingdom Dinobot. Oh, again, just dominating the middle numbers of the top 10 are our Kingdom Beast Wars figures. I have the Masterpiece Dinobot. I love the Masterpiece Dinobot. Do I want to play around with the Masterpiece Dinobot? No, I don't. Is this guy a hell of a lot cheaper and almost as good as Masterpiece Dinobot? Yeah, he is. He is. I mean, it's pretty much, that'll just be a scan. They've not done a new head sculpt, though. That's the Masterpiece Dinobot's head sculpt, but reduced for a Voyager size. And the paints come out really well. Again, and the eyes, that's where the character is. The dinosaur mode is a little clunky. Yeah, he's got a backpack, but that's not the most egregious backpack in Transformers ever. It cleans up really relatively quite nicely compared to, some of the other guys we've got. He's got a saggy nappy on his bum. But it's getting a bit of a wibble wobble there, still, but it's still quite sturdy. yeah, I just love it. I love the character as well, so I think that helps. But yeah, I just love the sculpt work, the textures, everything. That's why it's hitting up at number 6 stage. Number 5, another Kingdom figure. This guy got to me just out of time to being in the top 10 for 2020. It was kind of like we'd received these figures, hadn't really had enough time to open them all up and play around with them before having to film the not having to film, didn't have to film a 2020 top 10 video, but I wanted to film. He arrived around the time I was wanting to film the top 10 video, so I decided to not have him be part of that in contention for that running, because you don't want to like ruin it with like the rule of new, and just because sometimes you get a new figure and ultimately it's the best figure ever, even though you look at it 6 to 12 months down the line and it's not. This is still one of the best Transformers that's been out. The alt mode is fantastic. It's got that cool, just Cyclonus swagger going on. You know, there's something a little bit janky on the face sculpt. I can't quite put my finger on it. Maybe it's because I'm just too used to seeing the kind of IDW face sculpt now that I just can't. There's something that jars me about the Generation 1 cartoon version. You know, I don't know. But solid figure, solid Voyager. Talking about backpacks and stuff, and clean as a whistle. Really, really well done Transformer. Which will lead us to the number 4 spot. Studio Series leader Grimlock. It's big, it's beefy, transforms well, easy enough to transform. Comes with a gun, doesn't come with a sword, comes with a shitty wheelie that's somewhere. However, you know, but head sculpt, chest sculpt, proportions, everything. It's fucking great with that. He's got his kibble, but, you know, the Dinobots normalised dinosaur kibble, didn't they? They were like, no, these are like wings and stuff. It's fine. It's fine. You don't just as long as we include them in the character model, we can just have them. It doesn't matter. They're Transformers. That's just part of who they are. You know, Dinobot. Grimlock being one of my fave Transformers, obviously gets hit up in one of the top points in my top 10. Number 3. Dare we be that stupid? Yes, we do. We're putting Studio Series. Oh, let's just make sure his nipples are pointing different ways, eh, Dave? wreck-gar has posable nipples. That's what he does. Check out his channel. You know, what I want you to do, if you're just watching this video now, put into whatever search engine you're using and search for wreck-gar has posable nipples. All one word. Or maybe put it in just several words. But you know, if you just put it as separate words, be prepared to delete your browser history. But yeah, this figure is great. He's great. I'm running out of words here. It's like you're getting to number 3. How many ways can I describe how good a Transformer is? All we can say is that Grimlock, one of my favourite characters, I place this figure above him in my top 10, which is, you know, that says how good he is. Mustache twinkling. So number 2 is Grimlock. Yeah. I've had this a few months. it does sadly fall into the category of Transformers I don't particularly want to transform. Not after the couple of times I've done it anyway. However, the sculpt is great, super heroic. That, look at me. He's got a chest plate that just screams, I'm a superhero. And, cool head sculpt, IDW style. It took me a while to get into IDW. Grimlock as a style preference, I kind of preferred the more dreamwavy stuff and War for Cybertron stuff. But eventually kind of like, I learned to love him. I learned to love you, my child. We got into him, and here he is today as our number 2. Just the use of translucence, the use of metal, the use of just good sculpt work combined to make a fantastic Transformer. Planet X, Cassius. And so, our number 1 Transformer of the year for 2021, drum roll, whatever, is this. This is Mastermind Creations' Lady Tarn. She has a name. They've named her. Well, it's kind of a female version of the IDW character Tarn. But it's really good. Really, really poseable. Again, it's a figure that is fun to transform. So he's doing everything this Grimlock's doing, but we've also been fun to transform. Having, cool movable little tank treads and stuff in that alt mode, as well as, moving tank turrets. So, there's a lot of features in there. Gorgeous use of colours and sculpt work. It's taking an already established idea and it's using its own spin on it, being creative. So that's, also, I like it when these third-party companies just go, yeah, but how about if we make this? Let's just make this and see what happens, see how it goes. And I'm sure if there would have been conventions this year in the UK and stuff like that, because when she was coming out, it was like convention season. She would have been like the darling of the conventions. I think this would have been a showstopper, floor wonder, or whatever. This would have been the figure that people would be taking out and talking about. But as it was, online release, and yeah, it's also got a cool under the mask head as well. You've probably seen her around. I did a video on her back when she came out, and you could always check that out. But for now, just know she's my top figure of the year. I can't even remember what silly third-party name they gave her, even though she's not an actual established Transformer character, just Lady Tarn. Yeah, that has been my top 10, and you can agree with me, and you can't. You can sound off in the comments below. What I really want you to have is a jolly good rest of the year, or jolly good 2022 if you're watching this after the new year begins. Words. Harsh words. I'm finished. I'm done. That's it. End of video. Be excellent to each other. Party on, dudes. And because you full on deserve this, let's give each other a big old 2021 fist bump. Fisto! Fisto! Touch the screen!